All right, so let's just review a little bit of 1.3. It seemed like some were kind of confused between rational numbers and integers. An integer is a whole number. It could be positive and negative. 0 is also an integer because it is a counting number. Rational numbers are all numbers that can be written as a fraction, percent, decimal, mixed number. So a whole number can be a rational number because we can put it over 1. But let's say 2.5, 2.5, that's not an integer because an integer has to be a whole number. So an integer can be a rational number, but not rational numbers. Not all rational numbers can be integers. So when we look today, when we were talking about the number line, for instance, over here, this is just one fraction that we're adding that's heading positive to another fraction. If we look at the red, we are going negative from 0. So you have how many tick marks going negative. Okay. Now, for this example, they're showing you that some can be going negative. One fraction is going negative, and then we're adding a positive. They don't have numbers here, so we can't really tell where is the whole number. We're just knowing that we're adding a certain fraction to the negative. So there's going to be a positive fraction versus a negative fraction. That's what we were doing on the slides in the classroom. All right, so we already know the key idea is that rational numbers use the same rules as you use for integers. You add the same way. If you have a positive and a negative, they don't have a common sign, we subtract. If you have, for instance here, we know that this is a negative and we know this is a positive and we know our integer song, so same signs, add them up. Different signs, we subtract. Take the sign of the bigger digit, then you'll be exact. So looking at this, we have two different signs. We have a positive and a negative. We're going to subtract. That's the example that they're showing you here. And then we subtract 3 minus 1, which gives us 2/5. We take the sign of the bigger digit. Well, 3 is larger than 1, and so it's a positive 3. On the number line, this is what we had on the slides. So if we have, starting at 0, we have a positive 3/5 right here, plus a negative 1/5, so now you're going back on the number line, you get a positive 2/5. So this is where you would land. Adding rational numbers, we can use estimation looking at this. So 3 can go into 8. We could say this is approximately 3, close to 9, and we can estimate. They want you to use absolute values. So basically when you see the negative 8/3, if the absolute value of the negative 8/3 is positive, minus the 5/6, and then you would subtract across. Coming down to decimals, we use the exact same rules. We're still looking at if this is a negative and a negative, we're going to same signs, add them up. And so we're finding the absolute value of both. The absolute value of negative 0.75 is 0.75, and the absolute value of negative 1.5 is positive 1.5. So we add them up. And then we take the sign of the bigger digit. So in this case, 1/2, it's a negative 2.25. We also can say if they have a common sign, that's another verbiage we use. So common sign, this is a negative, this is a negative, they're common. We can say that it is negative. So here's a scenario of using real life example. They're talking about profits when it comes down to money. So the table shows the annual profit in millions of dollars of an online gaming company from 2013 to 2017. Positive numbers represent gains and negative numbers represent losses. Which statement describes the profit over the 5-year period? So this is just showing you a real life example. So in 2013, this company lost 1.7 million. In 2014, they lost another 4.75 million. Then they made some gains. So 2015, they made 1.7 million. 2016, they made 0.8 million. And then 2017, they made 3.2 million. So there's losses and gains. They showed it. This is like a real life example. The first thing you would do is write the sum. So we're just going to put it. So we have a negative 1.7 from 2013 plus a negative 4.75 plus 1.7 plus 0.8 plus 0.32. So even if the problem is a lot larger, you're still using the community property of addition. So I can start by saying, okay, well, I can take this negative and this positive, and it makes a 0. Then bring down whatever I didn't use and simply use the associative property of addition here. So I can put them in parentheses. To add those together, I get 4. And taking my losses from the negative 4.75 plus the 4 different signs subtract, I end up with 0.75 million. So the 5-year profit is 0.75 million, which is actually a loss. So in the 5 years, they had lost 0.75 million or $750,000. So basically, this is all on big ideas. You can watch videos, tutorials, adding and subtracting rational numbers, and that's it.